This is a fictional show. I'm not saying, like, if you're injured, you should just be thrown away. But do you think Aegon's dying in this episode? What use does he have? He's just gonna be laying there in pain until he dies, suffering. They don't have the medicine to bring him back.
The Golden Tooth is honored to receive you, my Lord Lannister.
Boo!
I suppose you will make for Harrenhal at once.
I want you to send a raven to King's Landing. Tell my brother we are ready to march as soon as Prince Aemond is able to join us on Vega.
So he won't move because they know that Daemon's at Harrenhal with Caraxes? I didn't know that there were lions in Westeros.
He dares to summon me. They cannot march from the Tooth to Harrenhal without an escort.
There is a large dragon in the Riverlands, Your Grace.
Yeah.
I am the Prince Regent. Daemon's dragon will become the least of his worries.
Your irritations are justified, Aemond, but it does seem...
I have a task for you as well, Sir Tyland.
Oh my gosh, completely ignores Alicent. I don't know why she expected any different.
I've had enough of this cursed blockade.
You cannot mean to treat with the free cities. The captains of their ships are dangerous mercenaries.
Let them weaken his blockade, while our true allies make their long journey east.
They are not to be trusted. Your father knew this.
The Dowager Queen speaks wisely.
It's time you set out for Harrenhal, I think.
The longer we wait, the more chance he will prevail.
And you yourself?
I'll fly out to meet you when the time is ripe.
Mother, a
Oh.
word.
Boldness is one thing, but overconfidence...
Remind me of your place on the small council.
Is he removing her from the small council?
I have been a counselor to Aegon.
Capably so.
Oh my gosh.
You served the realm well. At a time of need.
You're dismissed.
That need is ended. You are no longer obliged.
You have the impetuousness of youth and its arrogance, neither of which is to be desired
I
in a
release
king.
you of your seat. Sure you'll be much pleased to return to more domestic pursuits.
Have the indignities of your childhood not yet sufficiently been avenged?
Girl, you should have raised your sons instead of seeing them grow up and then telling them what you expect them to be. Your kids act the way they are with no help from you, and that's not a good thing. Oh, Corlys.
Your Grace.
Bring him forth! Sir Steffon Darklyn, Your Grace.
I find myself, Sir Steffon, in an impossible position. I have lost Princess Rhaenys and her dragon. I hold an island seat with no land army. And I must not go to battle myself, as I am constantly told, lest I am slain or captured.
A lot of obstacles.
There is still Daemon and Caraxes.
We can't rely on them.
That remains to be seen. I must now proceed as if I stand alone. I need more dragon riders. For Vermithor and Silverwing. And for Seasmoke, who I believe misses his bond.
Are we offering him a dragon?
But there are no more in your family, Your Grace.
You.
It'd be like an honor, but so scary because it's like, man, I might get burned to a crisp.
As you know, the Darklyns and the Targaryens had some common blood. Arianna was born a Targaryen princess.
Look at the skeptics' faces.
Could it be possible?
I must protest, Your Grace.
Of course.
The dragons are gods. Your Grace honors me beyond what I deserve.
You understand your peril, Sir Steffon.
Yeah.
I do not compel you to do this. It has never been attempted before. And you must also be prepared to die.
I well understand the risk and I accept it with gladness.
Oh, I like him a lot.
Then perhaps the gods will favor us.
I don't know if I could be a dragon rider. I'm afraid of heights, but maybe if I could ride a dragon, I wouldn't be afraid of heights. Daemon, you are in your Harrenhal hell. I want to say I feel bad for you, but I don't. I want him to see Rhea.
Did you say it? The heir for a day.
You can't possibly still be angry about this.
I have only ever defended you. In everything I've given you, you've thrown back in my face.
Daemon's guilt is hitting him so hard.
Don't.
You are to return to Runestone without quarrel by order of your king.
Oh, you can't escape your guilt, Daemon.
Open the door! Please. May I be of assistance? Are you mocking me? Sit!
Oh.
A friend by day and a foe by night. You resent my being here.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that he's spooking your dreams.
You are an agent of the Hightower rabble.
Ouch.
Or are you still in league with your club-footed nephew, or is it Rhaenyra herself?
I shot you. Sorry, Your Grace.
Where is Alice? I feel like she could walk in, say something cryptically weird, and take Daemon out of this.
Whatever your game is strong, I assure you, your king is on his guard.
Yes.
Your Grace.
If he leaves Harrenhal, will these...
And stop watching me.
If he leaves Harrenhal, will these hallucinations stop? Or did it, like, kick off his madness? I know occasionally in Targaryens they get that madness. Did Harrenhal, like, kick his off? So even if he leaves, like, the ball's rolling, it's not gonna stop? He's out of there! Or will it stop now that he's leaving? Of course she's there.
You weren't going to bid me farewell?
There's something wrong with me. Someone poisoned me.
The ghost of Harren the Black moaning his curses from Kingspire Tower?
Drivel!
It is your way, is it not?
Running away.
If something does not please you, you run. You are not the player, but a piece on the board. And as am I.
I'm not like you. She never even wanted it.
Well, that's perhaps why your brother gave the crown to her.
Don't lecture me!
Daemon, you want her to lecture you, or you would have walked out the doors, but you came back and sat down so you could hear what she had to say.
Viserys never wanted it himself, if you recall. It's not a prize to be won.
If you have any counsel for dealing with the River Lords, I'd be glad of it.
Daemon Targaryen asking for help?
I know, it's a big change.
No.
I need help, Alice.
What do we do now?
In 3 days' time, the winds will shift.
What's happening in 3 days? I wonder if Helena's also seeing things now. I hope that if the first test fails and he gets fried to a crisp, they don't give up. If they can, I wonder if in Game of Thrones time, if were other people that could have rode the dragons other than Jon and Dany. Did they call a certain one, or did they just say, hey, dragons, who wants a rider? And then whatever one was like, yeah, I want this one. And they went forward.
No Harris! Seasmoke!
Is trying to get a closer look at you, letting us like climb up on your back. What's happening here? It seems good. It seems good. This is super encouraging. You're about to make history right now. Come on.
I've done it.
Don't get too confident now. Still, you don't want to burn. I don't know. I think it was working. Maybe the dragon's like, you got a little coffee before you got on my back. I want it to work so bad.
Alyn, this ship will sail in a few days' time.
Do you think he'll give Alyn Driftmark?
I wish you to sail with me as my first mate.
I'm grateful for the offer, my lord. There are more experienced men at your service.
I was younger than you when I took my first command.
Is this an order or a request?
A strong request?
I will expect you to report for your duties on the morrow.
Oh no, this is an order. I'm honestly surprised that she's playing this much of a role in this. Like, I know she doesn't have a huge role, but I never thought we'd see her after the first season.
Makes you sick, doesn't it? Knowing they're banqueting every night at the castle, while we go without.
That can't be true.
Really?
Feasting and merriment for the new Prince Regent. They were well paid and well fed too. Beef and gravy.
What are we trying to start right now?
There is to be another revel.
King Viserys loved his feasts, but never while us small folk went without.
But he's gone now, and his rightful heir denied her seat.
In this whole war thing, I never really thought about the small folks' role in it. I just assumed it would be soldiers and dragons. But the small folk might rebel, at least in the kingdom, and start things for the Hightowers.
His numbers were few, but we may yet retake.
It is my fault, I think, that you have forgotten to fear me.
It was worth the risk, no matter the outcome.
More good men killed.
As long as you give them the choice and they choose to try the dragon thing, I think it's okay.
Might there not be others among the highborn of the Seven Kingdoms?
And who will be so foolish as to try?
I honestly think you'd be surprised that people would still try in your kingdom. It'd be a great honor to ride a dragon. It'd be a great honor to do it for you, their rightful king, queen.
The small folk of King's Landing are listening. The usurpers have abandoned them. They are hungry, and they need someone to blame.
She had that woman gossip in public about it, even though everything she said, yeah, was true.
Tonight we will light it, and watch it begin to flare.
When it does, Aemond will put it down with force.
He cannot destroy his own city. It is harder to wage war abroad when you must also keep peace at home.
Yeah.
This becomes you.
That's the last one.
What?
No more food.
Nothing.
I've been waiting all day.
Are those the sheep to feed the dragon?
Got enough sheep for your dragons then, but none for us.
The small folk have become restless.
So?
There is not food enough in the city, and their anger is rising.
Why is this anger directed at us? Is Rhaenyra the Pretender who ordered the gullet closed and left them all to starve?
They still look to you to ensure their well-being.
Yeah.
But your grace has yet to name a hand.
Are you looking for promotion?
Have little patience for the self-important, Lord Larys. I'll make it your responsibility.
My prince, it is an honor I'd never considered for myself.
Not to serve as hand, you toad.
To find the hand.
Send word to Otto Hightower.
Ooh!
My grandsire may be overcautious, but his devotion to his family has never been in doubt.
Okay, we got rid of Alicent and we are bringing back in her father. I thought Otto might make it out of this whole thing alive, but no, now that he's coming back.
Has regained consciousness this morning, if only for a few moments.
You said there was little hope.
He is stronger than I thought. This morning his breath comes easier.
Aemond will fix that. Ooh.
I'll see my brother. Alone.
Are you gonna like off him now, or are you just gonna go over and like smack his chest?
What do you remember?
I mean, enough to want to try to scuttle away from you, brother.
Nothing.
Oh my god.
You challenged Meleys. It was foolish.
Ugh.
You're in the most capable hands, Your Grace.
I know it's difficult, but
Whose dragon did that? Are we still near the Vale? Little babies with a little baby!
Prince Reggio has answered your letter. He'll be most pleased to shelter Rhaenyra's youngest sons in Pentos.
Good.
And their half-sister.
you misled me, my lady. There is a large dragon in the Vale.
Rumor of it began shortly after the war.
Are they like feeding it? They're putting sheep out there so it'll stay around there? It would kind of protect the land, maybe?
But alas, wild.
Who? Or which dragon?
Alas.
The gay abandon will take you to Pentos. I'll send 6 good men to protect you on the crossing.
She wouldn't try to go find it, right?
You know you're not fooling anyone. Lord Corlys has chosen to raise you up. You still continue this subterfuge.
Is that why he shaves his head? Because his hair's blonde? And he doesn't want people to know?
While me, he ignores.
The sea snake would sooner have high tide claimed by the sea than call us his sons.
I didn't know both of them were his sons.
They say you struck Lord Bartimus today.
He's lucky I did not have his tongue.
And what did he say?
He didn't deserve a smack, but he deserved a little telling off.
I have tired of being protected. They must see in me a ruler.
But also, you don't need to get that point across by smacking him.
My ruler is my mother. And I do not wish it otherwise. We need Daemon and his dragon.
May I be free for even 1 hour of the constant refrain of Daemon, Daemon, Daemon.
Your Grace.
My queen, our gift is sent.
What gift?
I don't know, but I'm excited to see it. Oh my gosh, no fucking way. Did she just send them food with her banners on it? What a move. The Smallfolk will remember that. Green ass pears. They're not green from mold. They're fresh. Oh, there's more! How embarrassing for the crown, for the green side. They can't feed their people, but Rhaenyra can send food over the seas to make sure they're still doing okay.
You said it improved.
His mending may be long and painful.
And what will he be if he lives?
Super scabby. He just dismissed himself.
There has been no word from Sir Otto, as of yet.
He's just ignoring her? Is he gonna ignore the call when Aemond comes back here to ask him to be hand?
I'm sorry.
Sister?
Gwayne. 'Tis well that I found you.
Sure, he was the one you were looking for.
My thanks to the Queen Dowager.
I wondered if you've heard from Father.
I've heard nothing, but neither have I sent any message. If he wrote letters, it will be to you. He will send news when there is news to send.
I wonder what he's been up to.
I often wonder what life could have been if he had brought you to court instead.
You get on with it, don't you? When there isn't any choice.
My son Daeron. What's he like?
Oh my gosh.
Does he not write to you? He's stalwart, clever. He's kind.
Oh, good.
That's good. Kindness is a quality I found lacking in his brothers.
His brothers that were raised with you.
The Red Keep may, in fact, be a less than salubrious environment for the forming of young men.
Was it the court? Was it their mother?
A little bit of both.
I'm sure you did your best.
She did what she could at the time. She was a kid herself, and then she had multiple screaming children to take care of. But as they grew up, I feel like that's when she should have been like, alright, I need to raise them to be decent humans. But instead, she's just like, nah, we'll see how shit turns out. And here we are, Alicent. How did it turn out for you?
Your Grace.
This one stopped singing. Isn't that strange?
I thought we might light a candle for Aegon.
If something usually does something and then it stopped doing that something, it would be weird. So she is right about that. Oh yeah, they're bringing in the food. Look at those fresh-ass lettuce.
They came ashore in the middle of the night with gifts from the Queen.
Just punch somebody for some cabbage.
Your Graces, we must leave. Now.
If I hear yelling outside, I'm getting back into my castle. If you want to watch this and other shows and movies unedited, full length, they're over on my Patreon. You can go watch them. Want to pick a movie for me to watch? Want to vote and polls to decide what I watch next and watch some requested movies with me? You can do that.
This way, Your Grace.
Oh my
There's the Queen of Fishes!
So gross. That was probably like a rotten, moldy fish.
Your Grace!
No!
Sheath your swords!
Oh, this is so bad. I don't want anything to happen to Helaena. No! Leave it to one of the guards to get a little too sword happy and hack off the dude's arm. I'm pretty sure Alicent said no before he swung. But also I get that the guards are like trying to keep them safe, so they got a little nervous. Oh, it's just so fucking bad. I wonder what Aemond is gonna say about this. Gross.
The drink takes the pain away, but it dulls your mind. He's bound your leg, but you will never run again. People will pity you.
Oh, Aegon looks so sad. I can't tell if he's doing this conversation to be encouraging or if he's like, I'm gonna tell you all the awful parts about it so you maybe just like give up. What's your game?
And they will underestimate you, and this will be your advantage. Your brother rules in your place now, which means that your life is in danger.
Oh yeah, he wants him to be king so he can be his best friend because Aemond, he's like, nah, I don't need pretty words and you're backstabbing this. I'm gonna call Grandpa to come back.
Brother.
David, she's gone.
I'm sorry. You needed me. I'm here now.
Cool, but now Rhaenyra is the one that needs you, and you're not there. Glad you're learning these lessons, but let's apply them to your real life and go help out your wife.
Sorrowful news from Riverrun, my king. Lord Grover is dead.
So now it's the little lord boy that's in charge?
Young Oscar Tully is now Lord Paramount of the Riverlands.
What was the manner of Lord Grover's passing?
Pillow over the head.
Well, he'd been ill, of course. Our own healer, Alice Rivers, volunteered her renowned skills. There was naught more to be done.
Where did Alice go home? She did say in 3 days' time, the tide... In 3 days' time, the winds will change. It's trying to steal their fish! Oh man, for a second I'm like, could he bond with one of the dragons? But, well, Corlys is a Velaryon. Could the Velaryon ride dragons? No, they couldn't. There's a lot of history to try to keep straight. But what if he can? What if it does try to bond with him? That's stupid. It's bonding time. I'm telling you. Bond is real. And he would be on Rhaenyra's side. Bond! Does he like smell Laenor in you a bit? Like that scent? You're like Laenor's half-brother or something?
It is as we hoped, a warning to the usurpers that you have strength beyond what they accredited.
I do not think I can win this war.
It's looking that way right now, but wait till Seasmoke comes back with a new rider.
We cannot take on Vhagar alone. And I have no army.
You have the Velaryon fleet and the men who fight in it.
How will I rule a kingdom when my own son doubts me?
You have me. It was my father.
Oh, her scar.
He had his pleasure with me. It became evident that his seed had taken root.
You try to cut the baby out of your neck?
There is a scar here as well.
Oh, okay.
I cannot bear children. I swore to myself I would never trust another. That oath has stood me well. You, I think, are steadfast. I believe you are meant to be queen.
Oh my gosh! I was thinking earlier in this episode, they showed Corlys. I'm like, man, he needs a hug. They don't hug each other enough in this times, but I get like, they're not like a huggy type people in Dragon times. This is so... Are we getting a little sexy? Okay. I was gonna say this is so unexpected, but I guess that doesn't change. This is so unexpected. Our fucking sons better not walk in.
Your Grace.
Yes?
The dragon Seasmoke has been sighted flying over Spice Town.
He's bonded!
He has a rider.
Spicy rider. Don't give her that look. You're the one that ruined the moment. She's going to find Seasmoke? I want us to find him before the episode ends. No, I want another scene. One more. Oh, just one more little scene. I'm so excited. We are about to go find him. Find out that he is Corlys' son and he's a Driftmark, right? So he'll be on our side. It's not gonna be like, fuck you guys, I'm going to the Greens, because why? I guess I just wouldn't understand his motives for that. Maybe they just haven't revealed him to me yet. But no, he's gonna be on our side. I'm so excited for that. What is the White Worm's name? I was already like, whoa, I'm so surprised that they're like friends and they, you know, respect each other's counsel. And then they're all nuzzling? I didn't expect that. Daemon's gonna get back and find out his two exes are together. Oh man, what a fucking loser. Otto coming back into the show. I'm excited, but honestly a bit nervous. Alicent hasn't been able to get hold of him, and first I'm like, maybe he just doesn't want to deal with her shit. But then the amount of times it was brought up and other people it seems like haven't been able to get a hold of him, like her brother hasn't been able to get a hold of him. And she's like, this is weird. Is it weird? Did something happen to him? It would just be weird for something to happen to him off screen. I just kind of want him to come back in the show to fuck things up because like Aemond will have Otto, and if Aegon survives, he'll have Clubfoot. Loras Clubfoot Loras the Clubfoot, you know. He'll have him. I'm just excited to see where that's going. I can't wait for next week's episode. And also, how many episodes are in the season? Are there 10 or 8? I'll just look it up myself. Thank you guys so much for watching this with me. Thank you. I like this show. Yeah. Thank you. Night.